Hi there. My name is Madeline Townsend. I am a senior here at Ball State. I am a magazine major as well as a history and creative writing minor, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about media and what it means to me as a human being. Throughout my childhood, I was a big fan of computer games, specifically I Spy and The Little Mermaid. I also was very difficult to get out from in front of the TV. I was always watching shows like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, any kinds of cartoons. I also loved reading. I'm still a huge reader. I particularly liked mysteries and children's fantasies. I read Nancy Drew and The Magic Tree House. With the advanced technology that we have today, there is a medium for everything regarding media. There's something for everybody. So for me, that is YouTube. I like to watch YouTube videos over a lot of different interests of mine. I love watching video essays, particularly anything to do with mythological legends or anything that ties back to movies. I particularly like critiques about screenwriting. I also like watching BuzzFeed Tasty because I love to make and eat food, so I watch them. As a magazine major, I have immersed myself in magazine. I love National Geographic, I love travel writing, and I also really like The New Yorker because I am a big fan of nonfiction personal essays, so I like to read a lot of stories on there and kind of get inspirations from that. So I still watch a lot of TV. I have been watching a couple of different shows. Currently it's Parks and Recreation. I've watched The Office, Stranger Things, and With an E. In terms of movies, I have a bunch of different movies. I really like classic, like 80s movies. Breakfast Club is one of my favorites. I also really like the Shirley Temple movies. That's really nostalgic for me. I am also a little bit into the gaming scene. I played Assassin's Creed and Skyrim and Uno. In books, I still like to read mysteries, and I also like romance books. I'm currently reading the Anne of Green Gables series. I also love East of Eden by John Steinbeck. So the social media platforms that I use are pretty generic. I am on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. I am not on Twitter. It's very surprising, but it's just one of those things that I never started when I was getting into social media. So media has helped me explore the world that I haven't touched yet. I would love to travel one day, and I don't think I would know a lot of what I know if I hadn't met people and seen media and read media and just consumed it. I wouldn't know the world on the level that I do now, especially as a journalist. I have been shaped by media in a lot of ways. I am thoroughly into music. I am a worship leader actually here on campus. I play music, listen to music, direct music unofficially. Media has also helped me to discover what culture is like today, like the SpongeBob memes. Grew up on SpongeBob, so I understand all of them, all of the references. So that's another way that media has shaped me as a young adult in 2019. So I have two inspirational quotes that come to mind whenever somebody asks me what my favorite quotes are. One of them is from J.R.R. Tolkien. It's really popular. It's "Not all who wander are lost." I think it really speaks to me. And then the other is actually a song lyric by Nat King Cole from his song Nature Boy, and it's "The greatest thing you will ever learn is just to love and be loved in return." So there are just a couple of people who inspire me as a writer and as a human being. As a journalist, Nellie Bly is so inspirational to me as a woman and as a writer and somebody who has always loved mystery and investigation, and she's really a groundbreaking American writer, so I really look up to her in terms of writing and writing well. My great-grandmother is also a big inspiration to me. When I was 16, I got the feeling that I just needed to get her story. It was important to have that written down somewhere. And so I went over and I spent the whole afternoon listening to her story. She grew up here in Muncie, across the railroad tracks on the south side, and she fell in love, and just all these amazing things that I kind of knew but didn't know the details about. So I was able to write down her story, and she unfortunately is suffering from dementia right now and doesn't remember any of that. So the fact that I have these physical notes about her life are just amazing, and it got me into journalism because I admire anybody that is willing to share their story, not only to inform the person writing it or the person that they're writing it for, but in order to have their life recorded.